So mental solutions is going to teach us about the power of our mind, but it's really designed to bring us into that third eye awareness, to get us to go deeper into the self, to move beyond the construction that we have created for ourselves, and to really help us to open up to the unknown, to be okay with not knowing the answers and to seek a higher wisdom in that. We're going to be entering into the fear of chaos. And a lot of us have a desire to want to organize, to control life, to have a sense of safety and security through predictability, through feeling like you know what's going to happen next. And that can be as easy as creating a to-do list or a set structure, or just kind of feeling like you have all your ducks in a row, so to speak. And when life throws us a curveball, which can happen quite often, things get very chaotic. And one of the ways that you can check in with yourself to see how you're affected by that is to notice your nervous system. Notice how your breathing pattern may change, your heart rate may change, your stress levels may change. And those are all indications of anxiety. We are in mental anxiety, and if there is a anxiety feeling within you around chaos or that inability to find order in life, or if you're anxious about giving and receiving answers, then that is just your body's way of saying that there's work for you to do in there to start really bringing in the higher gift aspects in this, which is really going to move us into a forward thinking brain, meaning tapping into a deeper third eye consciousness. For those of you that have gate number 4 circled in your chart, this here is a pressure to want to attempt to fix anything, anytime, anywhere, anyhow. So it really does come with that stimulation to want to dive in, to want to solve a problem. Very likely you have a good track record in being able to solve problems and an enjoyment that comes with being handed a challenge for you to figure out. A lot of times we might even create a problem in order to fix something. So that could be because there's a desire there to want to be wanted, a need to be needed, a desire to prove ourselves, or simply just being bored and wanting to stimulate some kind of action. There also may be times where it becomes completely overwhelming if you cannot figure something out. And when that comes in, it might create a lot of worry, a lot of tension, a lot of sleepless nights. So we're going to talk about how to relax those parts of yourself to move beyond the entrapment then of the mind. It also may feel like you have an answer for everything. And I know for myself, having an undefined ajna, I went through a period of my life where I was almost proud of being able to find a solution to a problem if somebody had a question. And I would quickly get onto my phone, I would Google it, I would bring forward the answer, and I would almost have this energy of being that know-it-all, or being like, oh, I can prove to you that I can find it. And even though it was helpful, it also came with a bit of an air of arrogance in there, if I'm to be completely honest in it. And the reason for that, I learned through my own human design, was because of that pressure to try to find an answer. And it took me a lot of practice to really step back and just to become aware that a lot of times people have questions, or they're just sharing their thoughts, and it's not requiring you to go out to seek the answer for them. Or in our own maturity, it's really recognizing, is it our place to find the answer for somebody else? Because that takes away their self-empowerment to know how to seek the answers to their questions, if it even matters enough for them to go and explore that. So it's kind of funny to chuckle back sometimes at behavioral patterns that I'm sure we all go through at different points in time. And maybe even being able to recognize some anxiety you may have had about needing to recall information if that was difficult for you to do. And perhaps having a greater understanding that maybe you're not just designed to do that. If you're not designed to retain information, you probably have a set way of knowing where to find the answers to your questions. So it's really learning to discover who we are through our human design charts and accepting yourself for who you are. Moving back to having an answer for everything, when something comes so very quickly, a lot of times we get stuck in the same behavioral patterns. So we are giving the same answer for the same kind of question or the same kind of solution to the challenge, and we're not allowing ourselves to think from a different perspective or to try something new. So again, that is a way of really creating a set pattern that then robs you from the ability to be a lot more versatile or adaptable to the changes. So noticing if you tend to jump in too quickly, and maybe there's a need there to take a step back to question, is this the correct way for this situation? Is this mine to solve? And what is in there for the highest good? So we're going to learn that there is a difference between accumulating a lot of knowledge, which means learned material, and wisdom, tapping into that higher consciousness. We're here to seek to empower, not to be right. And this is also going to bring us into part of the channel of the logical thinker. So this is our gate number 4 and gate number 63 connection. It connects the head and the ajna together, which in its totality is our mind. So if you have this channel in your human design chart, you do have a defined head and ajna center, which is about 30% of the population. So it is rare. It is really somebody here who is designed to inspire others through providing the pressure to think. So it's really understanding that you may very well be ahead of the curve. You very likely have a lot of common sense. And because there's a lot of common sense, that's where we're going to discover that the shadow of intolerance kind of peeks its head in. Because if it's common sense to you, it can be really frustrating when somebody doesn't get it, they don't understand it, they don't see it, and it may feel like that is a really stupid question. But we're really learning in this course the power of our words, the power of our mindset, and understanding that what comes easy to one person, that is the gift that they bring to the rest of humanity. So when we learn to really channel in the power of grace and the power of patience, and we learn that we are all here to help one another to grow and evolve, we are really going to hone in on this one for the highest light aspect of forgiveness.